So hi all, welcome to another lecture. In this lecture we will see the difference between DATEADD function, parallel period function and same period last year function. So all these are part of the date intelligence time function which deals with comparisons over time. It is another group of DAX intelligence function which is concerned with shifting time periods. So it compares values over time. It is useful for year over year comparison. It is useful for rolling trends and time-based slicing. So let us look at the DATEADD function. It accepts the date column. It accepts the number of intervals and the interval. This is one example in which date of date is the date column. -1 represents the interval. That means it is talking about going back in time. And this is the interval. Like on what basis, on what is the unit on basis of which it will go back. So this is entirely representing that we need to shift 1 year back in time. Okay, but this year can also be number of days, it can also be months. So shifts dates by specific intervals, whether it is days, months and year, and it requires continuous date column. What does this mean? It means that there should not be any gap in the date column. So this date of date, it should be a date column, right? It should be the table that we are dealing with. It should be a date table. It should be marked as a date table. And if you know the criteria for a date table, it should have continuous date column. There should not be any gap between the dates. Okay. So DATEADD function, it returns a table that contains a column of dates which is shifted either forward in direction or backward in direction by the specified number of intervals from the dates in the current filter context. Okay, that's what the DATEADD function does. Let us look at the parallel period function. This is the syntax of parallel period function. It is exactly having the same syntax as the DATEADD function. Okay, the only difference is that it returns a fixed length parallel period and it is not context aware by day. This is very important. Okay, it does not give us the day level detail of the particular aggregation or particular parameter on which you are applying the parallel period function. Okay, like we will see this in our example. Practically we will see what exactly this means. Okay, so parallel period function, it returns a table that contains a column of dates that represents a period that is parallel to the dates in the specified dates column in the current filter context, with the dates which is shifted a number of intervals either forward in time or backward in time. Okay, so the syntax is almost the same, the working is a little different, which we will see later. Okay, now comes the same period last year. This is the simplest function. It only accepts a date and its task is only to shift the entire range 1 year back. So it retrieves same range from previous year and it is ideal for YOY comparisons, right? So it returns a table that contains a column of dates that are shifted 1 year back in time from the dates in the specified date column in the current filter context. So this is something which you must know. Okay, this is a comparison. With this comparison, you will see that the DATEADD function is actually the best because it supports at an interval, it works at day level, it is context aware, it is best for YOY and it has a flexible offset. Okay, so which function should you use? We should use the DATEADD for precise date shifts. We should use the parallel period for static full period comparison, which is either monthly or quarterly, because it does not give us for day level details. Okay, and we should use the same period last year for same period last year analysis only, because it only performs one function, that is shifts the entire time period by 1 year. Okay, and now we have if you want to go ahead and subscribe my channel, if you like my video, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon for notification. Okay, now let us go to this Power BI and let us look at this practically. So for time saving, I've already created this particular measure, that is the measure DATEADD. Okay, I have also created one more measure, that is the measure parallel period and measure same period last year. Okay, so let us go ahead and let us move to the DATEADD. You see, I have calculated the sum of the dates of column amount, comma, DATEADD dates of date -1, comma, year. So it will give us the sum of column amount exactly 1 year backward. Okay, that provision we have we can change the interval. Also, what should be the unit of the interval, we can also change that. So let us go ahead and let us push it here, and we will see. So you see, now you will see that in the measure data for the year 2022, it is showing us blank. And the reason why it is showing us blank, because there is no data for the year 2021. If I go ahead and if I filter it on the basis of the year 2023, right, you see it will give me the data for the year 2022. See, 2022 11, okay, which represents first the data for the data for the year, for the date 1st of January 2022. Okay, this is the current column amount, that is 2023 11, which is for 1st of January 2023, and this is 2022 11, which is for 1st of January 2022. So it shifts everything 1 year back. This is what the DATEADD function can do. Okay, if you go ahead and if I do it for 1 month, right, it will go ahead and it will shift everything by 1 month. If I go ahead and if I uncheck this, right, you will see if I come down, you see it has shifted everything by 1 month, right? So it starts from 1st of February 2022, but it gives the data for 1st of Jan 2022. Okay, that is what it does. Okay, if I go ahead and if I change this back to 1 year, yes. Now let us go to the parallel period. Okay, what the parallel period does, it exactly has the same syntax as DATEADD, okay, but it functions differently. You will see it will not give us the day level analysis. Okay, it will not give us the day level breakdown. Okay, if I go ahead and if I drag it over here, the measure parallel period, you will see if I go ahead and if I select 2023 year, you see it is giving us this value 738325558. What is this? This is the entire sum of column amount for the year 2022. It is not giving us the day level breakdown, unlike that measure DATEADD. Okay, it is not giving us that. It is giving us the entire aggregation. So if I go ahead, let's say if I go ahead and if I click on one slicer, right, if I go ahead and if I click on this card and let me drag this column amount here. Okay, for the year 2023, you will see it is giving us 73.87 million, which is the same as this. So it is giving us an aggregated amount. It is not giving us on a day wise basis. Okay, the day level granularity is missing here. So that is what is the basic difference between measure parallel period and measure DATEADD. If you want on the day level basis, you can use DATEADD function. If you want it on the aggregation perspective, from the aggregation perspective, then you can use the parallel period function. Now let us go ahead and let us see the same period last year. Let me delete this card, we don't have any use. Now let us see for the same period last year. This will give us the day level analysis for exactly 1 year back. Okay, for exactly for the same range of date 1 year back. Okay, so let me go ahead and let me drag this here, and you will see that this is exactly giving us the same value as measure DATEADD. Okay, but the only difference is that in measure DATEADD I can go ahead and I can shift things accordingly. We have the provision to go ahead and change the intervals and the unit of interval, which is not present in the same period last year. Everything is fixed in same period last year. Okay, so that is the only difference between all the three functions. If you really enjoyed this video, if you really learned something new, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and please press the bell icon for notification.